Hello! So I'm leaving Luxembourg behind and making a 5-hour train journey to Paris. I boarded my train and had a first class ticket, which cost me around £70. I'm staying at the Hotel Trianon. So here is my room. It's a single room. It's quite a nice big single bed at least. A mini bar, and that's complimentary, which is nice. There you go, the bathroom. The all-important bathroom with the toilet and a shower. So this is my home for the next few days in Paris. There's some Palestine protests going on out there. Hello guys, and good morning. It is a very drizzly day in Paris, which is a shame because when I arrived last night it was lovely and warm. So I'm gonna go and explore, starting off with a nice croissant for breakfast. I found a place that looks like it's had really good reviews. They open at 6 a.m. It's just after 7 a.m. now, so I'm hoping that they're still super fresh, because you can't beat a fresh croissant in the morning. I decided to visit La Maison d'Isabelle to try one of their award-winning croissants, which won first prize in 2018, but there was no indoor seating. So after picking up my croissant, I made my way over to La Parisienne to do the review and also try one of their pain au chocolats. So let's try the croissant. Just got it fresh, so I'm going to try that first. The thing that makes this different from any croissant I've had is how light and airy it is. It's so light, airy and buttery, but it doesn't feel super rich. It feels like really balanced flavours, like really balanced textures and delicate flavour. Don't get me wrong, it's not like miles apart, but you can definitely tell a difference. You can't eat it without making a mess though. Impossible. So now I've got my pain au chocolat from La Parisienne, which according to the Hot Chocolate Cup was established in 1892. So this place also won first prize in 2016. So I'm going to try their pain au chocolat. Already by touching it, it's very different to any pain au chocolat I've had in the UK. It feels so light and airy and crispy already. So I'm quite impressed with that before I even bite into it. Looks like it's got a glaze on it, you see that? Here we go. So excited to dive into this one. So that is the most light, airy and buttery pain au chocolat I've ever had in my life. Out of the two, the pain au chocolat is probably my favourite. Croissant I give like a 7 out of 10. Pain au chocolat, 9 out of 10. Really good. I inhaled the warm pain au chocolat and let the pigeons finish my croissant. No, Paris, why would you do this to me? So that breakfast was so nice. Particularly impressed with the pain au chocolat. That was vastly different from anything I've had in the UK. But I did like the croissant as well. The croissant? I don't even know how you say it. Croissant? Croissant? I don't know. I can't believe that fire wiped out so much of Notre Dame. But they're using the computer game Assassin's Creed to rebuild it, because that game took such detail from the actual original building in the game that they're actually using that as a reference. How cool is that? So I can't wait to see it when it's finally rebuilt. So on the 15th of April 2019 at 6:20 in the evening, Notre Dame Cathedral caught fire. I don't know how it caught fire, what they found the cause to be, but it's insane how much damage was caused, and amazing that they managed to save so many artifacts from inside because they happened to be doing a clean. So they've got this cool viewing platform here where you can see Notre Dame in all of its glory. And from here it almost looks like it's completely fine. It's only when you go around the side you can see the complete damage and devastation that the fire caused in 2019. I wonder what it would be like when it's finished. It's just, they've been working round the clock non-stop trying to get this done. This is actually where I was in 2013 and a giant seagull shat on me. So hopefully my umbrella will protect me from any giant seagull poo. I left Notre Dame behind and made my way over to Sainte Chapelle, which has 1,113 stained glass windows inside, making it the 4th largest in the world. Tickets are €13 and I would definitely book in advance as the queues on the day can get very long. The ground floor was impressive enough, but nothing could prepare me for what I saw when I went up the stairs. So this was built between 1242 and 1248 under the wishes of King Louis VI, and it's absolutely amazing. So intricate, huge Gothic stained glass. It's so beautiful here. It's quite a small space, so it gets crowded quite quickly, but stained glass is out of this world. It's so pretty. And just so complex as well. The reason this chapel was built was to house relics, but in particular to house the crown of thorns, which cost more to buy than the chapel was to build. So I'm leaving now. The crown of thorns is actually in the Louvre now, but it used to be here, and the top area where the stained glass is was where it was housed, and that was reserved for King Louis's family. It looks quite amazing in there actually. Definitely recommend it. I made my way to the metro, passing by this fountain of St. Michael. I decided to buy a 3-day travel pass for €30 or £25. I was heading towards the Eiffel Tower, which is on the yellow line and seemed quite straightforward to get to. Here at the Eiffel Tower, it's changed since I went. When I went it was touristy, but it's even more touristy now. I'm going right up to the top, to the summit. Hello pigeon. You can go via the stairs, which is cheaper, but it's over 600 steps. So I'm going to take the elevator because that is the smart thing to do. The actual number of steps is 1,665. Anyway, when you book your tickets, you pick a time slot for your visit. However, you have to get through 2 sets of security first. Here now, where the Eiffel Tower is, not only would I buy tickets in advance, but I'd also queue before your ticket slot. You've got to go through security regardless, so give yourself plenty of time for the security, at least half an hour, because the queues can be quite long. But there's a nice little garden area here that you can just roam in, and I know I prefer to do that than be waiting on the other side. But yeah, it's definitely changed a lot in the last 10 years. Wow. So during all the chaos of pulling my phone out for directions and buying different things, I've lost my bank card. It happens. Thankfully on the app I can freeze it so no one can spend any money, but it's a bit annoying. Anyway, so when you get here, you get through security, there's a queue if you've got a ticket for the stairs or if you've got a ticket for the lift. I have a ticket for the lift, so I'm going to go up here. I actually ended up arriving quite a bit earlier than I meant to, but they let me go up anyway. There was a bit of a wait to get into the lift, but eventually we were off and making our way up to the first floor of the Eiffel Tower. Once at the first floor, there's a viewing platform and a short flight of stairs that leads to a slightly higher platform. So this is where the lift takes you first, the second floor platform, where you can get some cool views, but we want to go a bit higher up. But it's pretty amazing, the view actually. So let's do the summit now. Oh my god. It's amazing. This is only the first viewing level actually. Random fact, the Eiffel Tower was supposed to be a temporary installation intended to stand for 20 years after being built in 1889. I left the first level and made my way up towards the second elevator where the queues were quite long. Even with a ticket, the queue to the lift to the summit is absolutely wild. It's crazy. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I get to the top. Finally, success! I made it to the elevator heading towards the summit of the Eiffel Tower, which is 281 metres, that's just over 900 feet. I'm so excited to go up to the top. I don't know if I've ever been up to the summit, so this is the first for me, I think. You must have reached it by now. Surely. This is quite something. To be up here, it almost feels like it's wobbling. I know it's not, but it feels like it is. Once at the top, I stood and took in the amazing views of Paris. So, I paid €29.50 for my ticket to the Eiffel Tower today, which included the lift to the summit, and I definitely think it's worth coming up to the summit because you get a real perspective of how high the Eiffel Tower is. It's 281 metres from where I'm standing, but the very, very tip of the Eiffel Tower goes right up to 330 metres. I think it's definitely worth going to the summit if you come here. That was a cool experience. I'm glad I did it. The only thing I'd say is there's quite a few times where you have to queue, and there's security, I think it's twice at least, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's a really cool experience going all the way up to the summit. I definitely recommend that. There's the Eiffel Tower behind me. I'm leaving it now, heading to a place where I can get my hands on a quiche lorraine. It's so surreal to have the Eiffel Tower behind me as I walk away across this bridge. Can't believe I was up at the top of that. Amazing. I decided to visit Coretti, a lovely patisserie that specialises in beautiful and delicate pastries. So I'm at Coretti, and this place has been going since 1927, and I'm gonna go and have a quiche Lorraine. So I'm looking forward to trying it. Hopefully you guys can hear me because it's quite loud in here. A quiche Lorraine is a tart, a French tart. The filling is made up of cream, eggs, and ham or bacon. I've got bacon in mine, it looks like. So let's tuck into it. I'm gonna cut into that. Look how soft that is. Kind of nervous to try it because I'm not the biggest meaty person or creamy person, but when in France you've got to try something a bit traditional, haven't you? It's light and creamy. I thought it'd be quite moist in the middle, which it is, but I thought it'd almost feel wet, but it doesn't. It's like a buttery, fluffy egg in the middle. You've got the light fluffiness of the egg and the slightly hard crispiness of the ham or bacon, and it just complements each other really, really well. This is unlike any quiche or anything I've had before, and it just tastes really good, and it's hot. Such a relief. I'm actually going to enjoy this. I couldn't not try one of their delicious looking pastries while I was there. Talk about art on a plate. It's got a layer of chocolate in there, cream, some other kind of fillings. I'm just excited to try it, really. Very hazelnutty and light as well. It's almost like the inside of Ferrero Rocher. You've got the nutty layer, and then you've got the kind of wafery layer. It's like that with this creamy, rich chocolate. Can't get the cream on its own. That's got a hint of orange in it, actually. Chocolate orange, quite mild. That is next level delicious. So wafery. Feels like I'm eating a wafer, but I'm not. So I'm gonna finish this off, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later on. So guys, what a unique perspective of the Eiffel Tower from here. It gives a whole different vibe to the Eiffel Tower. You know, you can really take it in without feeling too touristy. I'm glad I decided to go to this cafe, have some food, otherwise I wouldn't have found this view. After that tasty food, I decided to relax for a bit and headed towards a bar called Rooftop 43 to enjoy a drink and take in some views of the city. So guys, I found the perfect spot to look over the city of Paris, where you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance. It's a little bit windy up here, but it's actually not cold at all. So I've got my scarf on, so I'm all wrapped up, so it looks pretty amazing. So I'm gonna have a nice sip of some rosé and just chill. So I'm on my way to my boat ride. I have about 10 minutes before it sails, so I'm running a little bit late. So hopefully I can make it on time. A lot of this area was blocked, so I don't know if I can even reach it. I hope so. So guys, I made it with 5 minutes to spare, which is good. So I think this is the oldest port in Paris, Pont Neuf, and I'm looking forward to exploring and going along the river, and thankfully it is dry, so let's sit back, relax and enjoy the cruise. The River Seine is 483 miles long and is the second longest river in France. This building is a museum called Musée d'Orsay, which contains mostly French art. However, the most famous gallery in France is of course the Louvre, which has over 38,000 pieces of art and is one of the most visited art galleries in the world. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a bit strange. I think it's been a long trip. It's been an amazing trip. I definitely think solo travelling is a really good thing to do. But depending on where you go, sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely, but for the most part, it's been really good. It forces you out of your comfort zone and you feel like you grow a bit more as a person and actually realise whether you like your own company or not. And I've realised that I don't know. I've realised that I kind of not very good in being in complete silence. Hence why even now I go on my own in Paris. Yeah. What do you guys think of Paris? Oh, Paris. Have you been? Of all the places that I've been to alone so far, this probably feels the most lonely. Not to knock Paris, it's just, it's probably the same as being on your own in London, really. That kind of city vibe. It's so big, so dense, you know? Sorry guys, I'm just rambling here. Oh, I've been on my own. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I mean, for God's sake, Kate, shut up. The last time I was here was with Tig, and it was 2012, so it's quite a while ago. And Paris has changed quite a bit since then. A bit more security heavy, but they say Paris is the kind of romantic city, don't they? So maybe that's why it's worse being on your own. After a whole day of sightseeing, I decided to treat myself to dinner and visited La Costine, a French Michelin star restaurant. So I decided to kind of splash out a bit for my last night, treat myself to some fine dining, some French cuisine, and it's kind of like a perfect sort of end to my celebrations, because tomorrow or next week for you guys, even though I've got one more night in Paris, I won't be out and about in Paris. I'm going to be somewhere very, very different. So you guys better stay tuned and see what happens next week, because it's going to be intense. I'm hoping this isn't too expensive, this glass. It's not a cheap place to come, but it is my last day and sort of celebration of my travel adventures, so we'll see. I've ordered a poached egg to start with roasted sweet potatoes, lapsang chimpara emulsion and laurel powder. Now, I don't know what any of that is, but I'm going to try it and let you know what I think of it. It just looks incredible. Back into that egg. Wow, look at it. Perfect egg. That is like a party in my mouth. It's sweet from the sweet potato. It's creamy from the egg. So many textures and flavours and like layers of flavour. It's amazing. Right, first course done. That was delicious. I'm starting to fall apart. This is lovely, it's a lovely place, but I feel so out of my comfort zone here, and so like I want to burst into hysteria for no reason whatsoever. And I think it doesn't help that I don't speak a lick of French, so it's just lots of gestures and like the staff actually speak English here, which is good. For my main, I went for roasted cauliflower with jaboticaba vinegar, blueberry gel, brown nutter sabayon and lime zest. Try and get it all on the fork. There's a vinegar in there that I'm not even going to try and pronounce right now, but you can feel the tautness from that coming through, and it's light, and there's a lot going on here flavour wise. Cheesy feel as well in parts, almost like you've had a mild cheddar, and with the earthiness of the cauliflower there is definitely something, as well as the vinegar, there's something pickled as well. So I'm really excited to try the final course, which is the dessert. So it's going to be a vanilla strudel with strawberry yogurt and grapefruit and ginger ice cream. How cool does that sound? But I do have an interesting conundrum. The table is super narrow and I barely managed to squeeze in when I arrived, but there was nobody else here but next to me, so it was fine. Now there's a couple here and they've just sat down as my dessert is pending, so I really don't want to cause a scene and slide out and knock the table over or knock their stuff over or their drinks. Oh my god, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety if I'm honest. God, you know, I'll show you guys what I mean, how narrow it is. So There's no way to do it without causing a scene, is there? Because I can't squeeze through there. I'm going to have to move the whole table flush to the couple and then squeeze out the other end. My God. Anyway, let's focus on dessert. I actually feel quite tipsy after that rosé. It's my second rosé of the day, and that rhymes. I don't even know how to tackle this. Apparently the pot is super hot. Let's burst it. Ooh, wow. So the souffle, I'm going to try it on its own first. You could eat that on its own all day. It's so sweet, light, fluffy. I'm going to try this ice cream. You can really taste the grapefruit coming through. And the ginger. That's a very unique ice cream. I don't really care for it that much. But it is nice. It's a different sort of taste. Not as much my cup of tea as this lovely souffle. I saw some flashes of lightning in Paris just then. Honestly, leaving there was a complete sham. Amazing place, lovely food, but it was ridiculous. The guy said bye, and instead of saying au revoir, I said bonjour. That shows how I'm working right now. He must have been so confused. Goodbye, bonjour, goodbye, hello. I mean, come on. He even said it in English. And I said bonjour. Oh my God. Pricey, but it wasn't as terrifying as I thought. So. But I think some of the mains were, and I saw a bottle of wine there for like £2,000. So I can't wait to get in and have a shower, but I'm gonna have to order another towel from the hotel because I dropped my clean towel in the toilet. So good night from Paris. Next time, I continue exploring Paris, trying some delicious crepes before heading to the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur, where I'm going to be spending the night. So until next time guys, take care and I'll see you soon.